Look at Mario Go. This is Donkey Kong on the Atari 7800, and I really haven't played Donkey Kong in the arcade. I probably have once or twice. I played Donkey Kong on the Atari 2600 a good bit, because that's the game system that I had it on. And I was never really that big a fan of Donkey Kong, and always wondered why everybody else was but me. Now, I finally got Donkey Kong on the Atari 7800, and I have to imagine this looks much more like the arcade version than the Atari 2600 version of the game does. For one thing, we have 3 levels here instead of just 2, and in typical Atari 7800 fashion, the sounds and the graphics are actually quite nice for an arcade game. And that's something that I think they did very well for the Atari 7800 with games like Galaga and Ms. Pac-Man and Dig Dug. And Donkey Kong on the Atari 7800 does not disappoint. This is a fun game. This version of the game was released in 1988 on the Atari 7800. And each time you get through a level, you get bonus points depending on how quickly you get through it. You also get points by jumping over the barrels and smashing the barrels or the sparks with the hammer. Most of this stuff wasn't nearly as much fun in the Atari 2600 version. The 7800 makes this game tremendously enjoyable. The Atari 7800 box, which is in pristine condition, by the way, these things hold up quite nicely after 20 years, has some pretty interesting stuff on the back, and the description is, "You are Mario, the fearless carpenter." Now, I always assumed Mario was a plumber, but sure enough, in this game, he's a carpenter, prior to his career as a plumber. Anyway, the fearless carpenter, and that big gorilla Donkey Kong has run off with your girlfriend. It's up to you to struggle up those ladders and balance on those beams to rescue your lady fair. She's held captive at the very top, but Donkey Kong is not ready to give her up so easily. He's tossing barrels and fireballs at you at every turn. It's up to you to outmaneuver that wily ape. Good luck. Your lady awaits. After Donkey Kong falls and hits his head on the iron beams, Mario and his girlfriend gaze into each other's eyes lovingly, as symbolized by the heart between them. I think that Ms. Pac-Man did a better job with their interlude scenes showing the progression of the relationship between Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man, and the eventual arrival of Pac-Man Jr. Now, the fact that Mario's a carpenter changes everything. Now, this gives some backstory to Mario, because I want to know what happened to make him change careers from carpentry to plumbing. How did Mario get in this situation where Donkey Kong, a giant ape, captured his girlfriend? And why is there an enormous barrel of oil next to Mario in the first level? And for that matter, why does Mario have to climb ladders and run across beams and jump on elevators to save his girlfriend? All of this raises a lot of questions that are not answered in Donkey Kong. But then again, that is the beauty of arcade games, because there is never an explanation to any of them, and that's what makes them so much fun. It's like when Star Wars tried to explain the Force with midichlorians. That basically ruined the whole damn thing. They should have just left it as some mysterious energy force that had no explanation, just as Donkey Kong has no explanation for why Mario is in the predicament he's in. Maybe the ape ran a carpentry supply store and Mario's check bounced.